No music, no intro. Another episode of hashtag Saints Twitter podcast. Ryan, you want to start the good news or you want to start the bad news?
Let's fucking go, bitch.
NFC South swept. 6-0. 6 of them bitches. First time it's ever happened. Division history. The Saints close out the season week 17, beating the Panthers 33-7. In a game like we said on the preview show, wasn't going to be this blowout that Saints Twitter thought it was going to be after the first quarter. But they do what they need to do. They go into next week. They're now slated to face the Bears 2-7 matchup. But this game came off the back of, we talked about CD Deuce having COVID on the preview show. Then it comes out that the Saints' best player, Alvin Kamara, who just came off a 6-touchdown game, had COVID. Close contact, wipes out the entire running back.
Bruh.
Like no Latavius, no not Michael Burton. Yeah, no Michael Burton.
No fullback. You know Sean Payton's like, what am I doing without a fullback?
Just so, and then DJ Swearinger gets COVID. We've just talked about on this podcast of how the Saints have been so blessed in a way in terms of how they've handled the COVID situation. And it just seems like not just the Saints, just across the league, the players, I don't know if it's, and obviously we know the cases are rising, cases are spiking all over the country. This is not something that's going away. But if you listen to Sean today after the game, in terms of like the protocols and whatever, he seemed like from what it read, he seemed pissed, and our players just like fucking wilding out, saying, "Shit, let me do whatever I want to do." Like it's wild, man.
It's wild, bro. On one level, I understand it because you're talking about 20-something-year-old millionaires who literally have done what they wanted their whole lives. So it's like you're not gonna tell them like, "What? I don't want to go out to a club. I can do that. I'll be fine." But it's another lesson learned. It's like you ain't gonna learn until they teach you. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what happens, man. Like Alvin Kamara, like bro, like you put your team at risk. You made your team go out there and with no running backs. God bless Ty Montgomery, bro.
Man,
like,
he looked good.
100-yard game, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just that alone. He hadn't done much of nothing all season, but just that alone made his signing worth it.
Yes.
Just to be able to come. Like, I was just listening to Drew Brees' interview. He didn't find out till Saturday morning.
That's wild, bro.
And like, he apparently, like, had some plays as wide receiver in this game already set up, and he had to just kind of, like, flip the switch and be like, okay, I'm a running back now. to approach the game as a running back, and just imagine that mindset. Wide receiver and running back is just it's completely different. You're running behind the line of scrimmage. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to come with a different mindset when you play in that position. So, I mean, just props to him, man. But man, I mean, I just hope. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know if they're gonna do a bubble for the playoffs. So,
man, they start the bubble, bro. Start it up.
Like, come on, man. It's hot out, Chip, man. Like,
and I don't know if we should be thinking CBS, but the Saints got lucky in that their game isn't until Sunday next week for their first game against the Bears. It's not till next Sunday, which means that if AK has shown to be asymptomatic, that would be the game if he's medically cleared that he could return to. Like that's huge. Because as Saints fans, we were just expecting, oh shit, we playing Saturday at noon.
there was not a question in my mind. Not a question.
To none of us. All of us.
We so fucking jaded, bro. Like, damn. I mean,
it's just crazy because they clinched the NFC South for the fourth time in a row. They just swept the NFC South 6-0 this year. Like their record since 2018 has been like their run has been insane. But to your point, I think the jadedness comes from I don't know, man. We just know how this story is.
Yeah. I mean, it's just from experience, you know. I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
just at the end of the day, they got us watching the stupid Green Bay Bears.
Didn't watch a single snap of it, Ryan.
Oh, neither me. I kept an eye on it. Put the little score.
I was mad that the score was at the top.
And that bitch stood at like 21-16 for the longest. I'm like, damn, somebody do something, you know. And then, you know, Aaron Rodgers did what he did, like exactly what we expected. So,
and it started off exactly how we expected to. Green Bay, or you know, it was
Chicago up first. It's like, oh shit, just to get us in it, you know. And it's funny because in the beginning, the Saints were struggling early in the game.
Yes,
it's like, oh shit. Which I expected too, because one thing people didn't think about with no starting running backs is pass protection.
Yeah, man.
You bring those blitzes, those guys. I mean,
they don't know blitz pickups.
Ty Montgomery, and who else? I mean,
Tony Jones,
motherfucker. Who the fuck is this guy? And then we got on defense. And I'm like, who the fuck are these niggas, man?
Who was number 30? Greg
Haley and Gray out there, and I'm like, oh man, this is some preseason shit right here, man. But then they pulled through, you know.
They did 33-7. I was, as a fan, was getting annoyed at Sean towards the end, like in the fourth. Like the Taysom gets hurt and I don't know, but from just watching it looked like he got his bell ring.
Yeah,
he looked, you know, potential concussion. You know, Teron goes out for a play. At that point, it's like, yeah, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing?
Get Greenleaf in there and like thug this game out, man. Like, what are you doing? But you know, that's head coaches, man. Like, I don't get it. But
if you stay in the division, the Bucks may not. We don't know how many games Mike Evans might miss in the playoffs. For what?
That's huge, bro. Like,
for
that's
what?
Huge. Because he wanted to get 1K season. He wanted to get 1,000-yard season.
Oh, man. Maybe we don't get it because we're not athletes and we're just fans thinking like the long-term picture. Not, right. You know, and athletes can be kind of short-sighted. Not, you know, because that's validation to them. 1,000-yard season. I get it. But, you know, what's the 1,000 yards going to do? If, you know, what's that mean if you don't go deep in the playoffs?
Win the playoff game. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
For real, bro.
Tampa ain't do that shit since woo.
Shout out. Speaking of which, shout out to I texted Mark some love. Shout out to the Cleveland Browns, man. Like, yeah, that's first time in the playoffs, I believe, since 2002.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. I love to see it, man. Like that's crazy, you know.
That's 19 years ago,
bro. I was rocking long white tees with different color headbands and shit with Jabot jeans.
19, almost 2 decades ago, bro. And of course, like they couldn't make it easy. Like,
no.
I was like, oh, they really about to brown this away, bro. Like, I was like, they about to let Mason Rudolph out.
Please.
But please. They pulled it out. What are some things you took away from the game against the Panthers?
Honestly, I think Marquez Callaway is like probably the best Saints rookie of the season.
Bro.
Easily. Honestly. I mean, I think he's just an all-around good football player, just catching the ball, that pass he Drew threw down the sideline, and he tracked that ball in the air, pulled it down.
That was a nice double move.
Just nice double move. He, you know, his blocking in the run game.
He's a beast blocking, bro.
Special teams tackling, special team returns, just an all-around good football player. So I feel like I'm appreciative of him. So hopefully he's healthy going towards in the playoffs. Because I think we're gonna need him. Like,
it's a fact, bro.
Like Bane said, we would need it. It's like
he's the third wide receiver on the team.
Exactly.
Which is crazy.
It was good to see Emmanuel Sanders just to see them push to get him that that bonus. Yeah, he threw the hands up like woo,
touchdown,
man. Yeah, the bag is in, baby. Like, let's go. You know what I'm saying? I just love seeing that. Just seeing them happy, just part of the team. Like, you just feel like they're going in with positive vibes.
Yes.
Into the postseason.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's a good, it was a hard-fought win, but it was a 33-7, and, you didn't feel like you went in struggling or nothing like that. You were beat up. You got team, players out and all that stuff. Plenty of excuses to be made of like, whoa, we didn't play well. Like, if they didn't play well, lost today, we would have been like, well, the running backs is out. We understand.
Yeah, we had excuses.
We had excuses for it, but they went out there and they just, did their thing. Beat a bad team. It's a bad team. Nobody gets stripes for beating the Panthers, but you took care of business.
They don't, and I'm glad you brought up the Emmanuel Sanders thing, because I tweeted things like that to players on the team, players around the league who are maybe pending free agents.
Oh, man.
Things like that. Like,
they watch that shit.
Players notice that stuff, man. Like,
they watch that shit, and the players talk about that shit. Like, yeah, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just when they talking, working out or whatever. Like, man. Like, I'll tell you what. If Emmanuel Sanders didn't get that, Mickey would have paid him that shit anyway. They've done that in the past.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Just like, look, bro, you close to it. Fucking here. You know what I'm saying? So, and that shit goes a long way with signing free agents.
It does. It does. And it just speaks to, like, the culture of the team. Like, just that interaction on the sideline between Emmanuel Sanders and Sean Payton, like, that was such a refreshing, good thing to see. Because as fans and with this franchise, we've come so far. Like, I know the playoffs are pending. I know that might be darkness, but just what he's done, Sean Payton as a coach, and we got to talk about, like, we got to address the elephant in the room. The reports come out, and we've been talking about it, man, but kind of confirms that this was Drew Brees' last regular season game, bro. Like,
that's it, bro.
Like, we got these potentially, like, these three games. 4 games. Yeah, it's 4 now. It's 4 now. We got these potentially 4 games to enjoy him as a fan, and I know he's rustled some feathers over the years. I know the block is still hot about that, but just as a football player, what he's done to this team, where he's dragged them to, like, it hasn't hit me yet. Like,
it won't hit me yet, Till. But I've been thinking on it a long time, man. Like, just thinking about it. I try to look at the big picture and his whole impact on the city, on the team, and all that stuff. It's something, man. I mean, we're gonna save all that for the send-off podcast whenever that happens. But we're gonna do Drew Brees right. We're gonna second line for him. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do it right. And but that was just something, just watching it, like, wow, this really is it. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is it, man.
That's it, man. Wow.
And Jameis Winston taking the knee. You know what I'm saying?
Jameis.
Oh, the little taunting shit.
Fucking goofball, bro.
It's a goofball, man. That's who he is.
Goofball. But yeah, it's wild to think about that. I will say some things that I did notice that I was like, is, like, largely, like, the pass rush was kind of, like, lacking the entire game, bro. Like, Teddy had Tom back there, and that Panthers offensive line isn't oh no, bro.
Yeah, bro, they need to get going, man. That's why one of the reasons I was hoping for that bye week, because I feel like they just need a rest. Trick coming off injury. I think he had a sack today.
He did.
He should be fine. Cam Jordan is like, where you at, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
have you seen him?
I know he had a batted pass. That was nice, but it's like, bro, like,
tell me, have you seen him?
But it's gonna be, man. I mean, the defensive line, that's a strength of the team we are dependent on. So
man.
They gotta show up.
Like,
gotta show up.
They have to, or else it may be one and done. Like, if hashtag new Mitchell, shout out to Patrick Claybon back there, got Tom, bro. I don't know, bro.
Oh, new Mitchell, boy. I mean, we're gonna see. He's gonna be in the dome.
The return of Jimmy to the dome.
Oh shit, that's a good point. I ain't think of that.
Javon Williams revenge game? Shit.
Has Jimmy played in the Dome since? Because I know he played the Seahawks, but I think he might have been hurt that year.
Yeah, this is, I believe, the first time. I could be wrong, but I think this is the first time that that Jimmy will make a return to the Superdome since he's been traded.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Because the Green Bay, when he was with Green Bay, he didn't come down. And we only played the Seahawks once.
Yes.
At home. So yeah, that's gonna be something, man. Like, and to me, I thought he's had his best season this year.
Oh yeah, he's looked good in spurts of bits and pieces of seeing the Bears.
Like in the red zone, he is extremely dangerous still.
Oh yeah.
Like, he will go up and get it, and he's made some big plays. So, I mean, we'll get to that when we preview the next game. But man, that's fuck. I mean, it's not the number one team I would have wanted to play, but I guess all things considered, it's a better option. I would like playing them better than the Rams.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Easily, because I respect Sean McVay as a head coach. Yes. I don't respect McNaghy as a head coach at all. I mean, it's just a huge coaching mismatch. Like,
you're right.
So I just feel like that should be a win. Ain't no guarantee win in the playoffs.
Oh,
no.
Can I say something? I'm already seeing this whole thing on Twitter. Like, have we forgot? Did we forget?
Like, what the fuck?
Like, what? Like, I'm already seeing like, did we not just get embarrassed by the Vikings last year at 13-3? Like,
right.
I don't know, man. It's just such a wild concept.
It was a 6.5 point favorite last year. Everybody's like, there's just no way the Vikings can beat the Saints. Please. So I don't want to hear that shit, man.
I don't want to do it.
I don't want to hear it. They got to go. And I mean, if you let Khalil Mack and Big Akeem Hicks and all them go off, man, it could be a long day.
And here's the thing. We'll talk about it in the preview show, but since there's not a whole bunch to talk about in the Panthers game, I will say that what is the one thing that has been an issue for the Saints and the Bears have the issue continues to be the interior. Like, Nick Easton I didn't watch, but like he had a great game at right guard. Pete is Pete. So, and they have Akeem Hicks. So you got Akeem Hicks who can't stand the Saints. You got Jimmy Graham who can't stand the Saints. Javon Williams, round 2. Like, bruh.
Javon Williams gonna bet the shit out of CD Deuce, man. He can't wait. He's probably filming right now. Gonna hit that bitch. Man.
I will say from the Panthers game, something I was happy to see, because I think it's crucial, and I think he's a player that needs this, is Marshawn had a great game today. Yeah. And I hope that confidence and aura of him having 2 interceptions or 1 or however many it was, and he played great. Like, I hope that carries over, because it's going to be him and A-Rob all game.
And take A-Rob out the game. Take him out and just let Mitchell figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Because A-Rob is key.
Yes. It's A-Rob and David Montgomery. Like, I feel like, and I know the game plan for Sean going into this game is going to be this. It's just like when we played the Eagles in that regular season. I want Carson Wentz to beat me. Like, I want to see that he can beat me. I know that's what Sean's going to be talking to the defense and put the game in Mitchell's hands. If he beats us, then shit. Then we just wasn't good enough today.
We wasn't good enough at all. Yeah.
But you got that's what the plan has to be going into the game against the Bears. I don't think anything else just kind of caught my eye from the Panthers game. DeMario still is playing amazing. There was a Zach Bond signing. I saw him, Ryan.
He played quite a bit of snaps.
He did, and they played a lot more base.
Yes, they did.
And that could be because CD wasn't out there, but
That's why.
They played a lot more base. We saw more Bond on the field. He made a tackle for loss. Good.
I thought Malcolm Jenkins played a good game today.
He did.
Not just a pick, but he was in position for picks quite a bit. I thought he moved. He didn't get the picks, but he was like in position for him. Like right. I just thought he played well because the last couple of weeks, bro, it was like I was like, man, he looked old. Like he was looking old the last couple of weeks.
Right.
And he kind of needed a bye week. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of over. They didn't even play him today. I just felt like he needed like rest because we're gonna need him too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
On tight ends, he's gonna get messed up quite a bit, bro. So like, I thought PJ Williams played pretty good at the deep safety.
Yeah,
I think he showed this year like I like Marcus Williams. I am a Marcus Williams fan. I would try to bring him back if we had the resources to.
Of course.
But just knowing how the free safety market is, just how the position value is, all the free agents and players we need to resign, I'm 90% sure he won't be back with the team.
So here's the 4, right? So let's talk about the 4. Like just in that the lump. We got Ryan Ramczyk, you got Marshawn Lattimore, you got Trey Hendrickson, you got Marcus Williams. I think out of those 4, it's kind of crazy to say now, like after this season, but Marcus is probably the 4th player on that list in terms of like importance of bringing back. Like I don't think maybe we see it because it's easy to see sacks and like that's a very tangible thing, and obviously it's hard to see from the safety position. But there's been games where Trey has just been dominant, bro, and I think in those 4, like I think Marcus would be 4th on the list in terms of importance of bringing back right now. The team may view it differently, but
you have to approach it like just assume that Trigger Trey wasn't even a part of the Saints, and he was just a free agent from the fucking whatever team hitting the market. And how would you grade him, and how would you pay him coming in? You know what I'm saying? That's just how you have to look at it.
Right.
If we were looking at that, we'd be like, man, pay that man. We need him. He come give us some sex. So he got him in the building now, knows the defense, knows everybody, part of the team.
Potentially an ascending player. Like this could just be
player. Like, yeah, this could be the beginning of an ascension, or it could be just a blip in you have to evaluate all that. I don't know how to evaluate that. Like I'm not a team, I'm not getting paid by a team. But you have to evaluate all that. I'm just saying it's worth stretching that shit out, whether that's to the franchise tag, whether that's a short-term deal that's like heavily loaded in the front or whatever. Like, figure that shit out because you lose him, that's a big minus of pass rush going into next year. Like that's a huge minus of pass rush. You're depending on 2 firsts whose 5th-year option is coming up. The decision to decide if you're going to give him the 5th-year option is coming up. And that's it's sad to say, but like I don't know. Like you could say nah, or you could say yeah. Like
if you go by the Greg Rosenthal rule of thumb, like you for almost all first rounders, you do the 5th-year option because it just protects you against like I believe like injury or.
Yeah.
So I would.
That's how it was, but with the new CBA, it's guaranteed.
Oh,
it's guaranteed money now, baby. It's different. It's a different story. Now you can still trade them, but that would decrease your trade value too, because it's guaranteed money. I don't know what the number is. It might be 8-9 million or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what the 5-year option is and where he got picked. It's not a stupid amount though. Like.
No, but they got some decisions, man. They got some. What I will say though, and this is going to be huge going forward in the Bears game and the playoffs in general, is that the Saints have shown, at least the last couple of games, not so much the Chiefs game, although I don't think Sean tried to run it enough. Even with 75 at left guard and Easton at right guard, they can be dominant and running the ball. Like, dominant.
Montgomery had 100 yards. Ty Montgomery. You know what I'm saying?
They can be like, and I know the Bears front is a stiff, tough front 7, but like that's where it's going to come. The wins and losses in the playoffs, it's going to come in what they do in the trenches.
Yeah.
You know, defensive line, offensive line. I will say I do think like, you know, someone got in my mentions today and pointed it out, but I think like the ball seemed to be coming out of Drew's hand has some little spikes to it a little bit today.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, you know, Nick Underhill, he's been writing about it a bit since the Chiefs game. And it's like, you know, Drew Brees has been throwing a little stronger, you know, and you know, we'll see what that means. If does that mean that they're calling more plays downfield, or defenses are playing different, or is that just Drew Brees just being a little more aggressive? We don't know. I mean, we'll see. So, you know, but I just think him having that mindset of just, you know, finding those plays downfield, I just think that'll just help. Like once you get Mike Thomas back, so then you have Mike Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, Callaway. I don't know about Traquan at this point. I don't know. It looks like he's gonna be out the paint for a little bit. But you got Jared Cook, who looked good today.
He did.
You know, old Troutman, Ty Montgomery coming into play, Alvin motherfucking Kamara. You know what I'm saying? You get all that in the mix with Drew Brees, an aggressive mindset. Last fucking games. This is it. Let's ride. Like you could cook, man. Like you could cook, and you got a defense.
Let's throw that bitch. We slinging that bitch. Although Sean, don't listen to this. Like run the fucking ball.
Run the fucking ball, man. Run that ball.
Run the ball, Sean.
Well, let's be honest, bro. Like in a dome, he throw that motherfucker. He throw that bitch.
Man.
My man Ian Howard, shout out to Ian Howard. He made a great point. Like he almost looking forward to the road because he know that will force Sean into a more ground and pound mindset.
But
you know what I'm saying?
I'm not being a type of fan that looks forward, but the only team we face on the road will be the fucking Packers.
Yeah.
In the NFC Championship game. That's it. We got 2 games before we get there.
But I mean, most likely that'll be the case anyway, unless
they lost.
Well, unless, you know, Tampa Bay, they play the East next week. They win that game. Then they go up to Green Bay because the Green Bay plays the lowest seed.
Correct.
However that works out, if Tampa goes up there, Tampa's beat them already this year. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, they have. They blew them out.
So it could be the old man quarterback game in the NFC Championship if we got that at the same time as Tampa Bay, and you had Breeze versus Brady, the GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
You would just beat the Bears first.
Oh my! I ain't trying to think that I would be a stress mess, nigga. So like, yeah, let's just beat the Bears. Like we can't even think that far. Like
we just beat
the Bears,
please. I see you rocking hashtag Saint Stewart Podcast. Shout out to our girl April. Little hat plug. Did you send some of the mascot already? They on the way?
They are not on the way yet, but they will be on the way. Nah, bro. Look, I tried Wednesday, but I'm
sure the post office was a mess.
Post office was closed. Like the bitch was closed.
Closed on Wednesday.
Closed on a Wednesday, like the fucking day before New Year's Eve. Can't tell you. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. The shit been crazy all pandemic. I don't know. So this is Alabama. I do what I can. But the bitches are going out tomorrow, and it will get to you. Hopefully, by the time they get to you, Saints will still be alive.
As long as they get to you by Saturday, you can still rock them bitches, and they mean something.
And if not, hopefully the Saints will still be alive. Don't wipe your ass with it. And look, the Saints Twitter podcast is going to exist after this season, man.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Just save them. You know, the pandemic ain't going nowhere no time soon. So.
No, it isn't. It really isn't. Trying to think. I mean, I think we kind of covered everything. Like, fucking hashtag Crawley Coffin, bruh.
Oh, man, I got a fucking pick, man.
Against DJ Moore, and he played perfect coverage, bruh. Like,
it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Get Crawley, bruh.
I can't with that dude, man. Like
that damn green fucking Mouthpiece, bro.
Just think about the Panthers, man. Like they
so
got work.
Let me pull up. I know this is bad podcasting because I'm video podcasting, but I gotta pull up tankathon.com, which is my favorite site to check the NFL draft order because the strength of schedule is already built into it. So right now the Panthers are picking 8 overall. The Falcons are picking 4.
Ain't that some shit?
Falcons are picking 4. Panthers are picking 8. I don't know, man. It's crazy because they spent a lot. They spent their entire draft this past season, them being the Panthers, on defense. Every single pick was on defense. Yeah. Which I get it. You know, they signed Robbie Anderson. They have DJ Moore. Curtis Samuel, who's maybe been their best receiver this year, is an upcoming free agent. So they have a decision to make with him. But at 8, it's more like, what is Teddy?
Yeah.
That's what they have to. That's what they have to answer is what is Teddy? Like he had some great throws, but he also had some terrible throws in the end zone. Like
he does. So, yeah, man. Honestly, it's kind of one of them Tua situations. Like, you know, great guy, looks like a good leader and this and that, but just leaves a little something to be desired. You know.
So people were all in my fucking mentions today because I had the audacity to say that the Dolphins have a like. Are people not watching the Dolphins games? Like I really don't get it. Like I said on the podcast previously, Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow fucked up the curve for Tua. Like that curve is gone. The only thing that you can hang on is like, oh, he's coming off an injury, but I get that. But and this is as a fan of him as a prospect, he left a lot to be desired when I watched him play. Besides that Cardinals game, I was like, man, I don't know. I don't see it, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the same way, and I was a big fan. I was like, yes, draft them, Dolphins. Like, great job. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm just like, man.
So now the Dolphins they're picking third overall in the draft.
Man. You got to make that decision, bro.
You have to make it's not like, oh, we're picking third. We're just gonna give him weapons. We're gonna get help for our defense. No.
Y'all ain't have a real QB since Dan motherfucking Marino, motherfucker. Like, y'all got to figure this shit out.
You do.
You know, y'all have man, this is serious. And if whoever it is, Wilson, whoever drops at 3, and not even that, you got the artillery to move up. If I don't know if the other top teams are listening. You know, I'm sure the Jags. Jags ain't going nowhere.
They hanging that phone up. Like they see the area code, they just ignore.
Well, look, the Jets are stupid. Like,
bruh,
stupid franchise.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you wanted to just get the 2 and just make sure you're in the right spot. I mean, Jets are pretty stupid. They listen. You know?
Hashtag we are not the Jets, bro.
We ain't.
But to answer your question about Carolina, I believe in Matt Rule as a head coach. Like, he always has the team playing hard. They still, even though they spent a lot of draft picks on defense, shout out to Jeremy Chin. He's going to be a good young player for years to come. They still need a lot of help on the defensive side of the ball, but I think, picking 8, I think they got to decide which way their franchise is going to go, man. And they're looking for a GM too. Like, they don't even got a GM right now.
Yeah, that's a good fucking point, man.
So Panthers are picking 8, Falcons are picking 4, which is wild. And so that they have a lot of decisions that they got to make too.
I tell you what, man, I already know for a fact, if Saints don't figure out a way to keep Trick or Treat, he's going to be a Falcon.
Oh,
they are going to pay him, and they're going to pay him stupid money, and they're going to sign Trick or Treat. I already know it, man. I see it. I see him in a Falcons uniform.
Either there or maybe somewhere like Tennessee. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, they need it.
Tennessee paid $15 million for Jadeveon to be the answer, and they didn't know. Like,
and they paid Vic Beasley like $9 million.
Oh, bro,
gross. Yeah.
Anything else around the league caught your eye?
I think the AFC I think they've kind of ticked a little past the NFC a little bit. NFC starting to get a little old, and the AFC getting young. I mean, just when you look at the whole playoffs in the AFC, it just it's a bunch of young quarterbacks. You got you got Mahomes, you got even people like Brian Tannehill, Lamar Jackson. You got young Baker. You got Josh Allen. That's exciting, man. Like the AFC been boring to me for years. Yes. Now it's like that's exciting. I'm keeping my eye on the AFC just as a football fan. You know what I'm saying?
It's a great point because if you think about it too, Houston has Deshaun, the Jags are potentially about to get Trevor Lawrence.
Yep. I mean, that's where it's at right now. But the NFC playoff running, like no team looks just completely dominant to me.
No.
I mean, the Packers look great, but they still always have this kind of little fugaziness to them.
Yeah, like something off. I don't know. If you get a gift and like it's bought and it's like it's not authentic. Like you look at it, you're like, oh, this is. Yeah. You're like, the logo's the wrong way.
Yeah, man, that L on a Louis don't look right.
Yeah, bro.
What's wrong with this shit? You know what I'm saying? That's just how I look at the Green Bay. Even though they're a good team, and he probably gonna win MVP. Well deserved or whatever. I don't know how many touchdowns he had. He's probably close to 50 touchdowns this year. But so yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. Like Saints had a shot, bro. Saints, they have a legitimate shot to at least win the first playoff game.
Yes,
this week.
Yes,
they got a good shot, and we'll see. We're gonna be back later this week with the preview pod. I'm hoping to get one of the local beat writers on and just kind of do a regular season in review. All this, I mean, people forget like even the off season was crazy. Just going into this season was crazy.
Oh, bro.
Just a look back and just to see where we at now, and just then look towards the playoffs.
Man, they could do a 30 for 30 just on this fucking season, bro.
Like remember, like AK was not extended going into the season. Like there were trade rumors.
He wasn't answering shots. So close back, bro.
It was on the duck off, man. Like
it's been a wild ride. Hopefully,
this year been wild, bro. Like think about it, man. This shit been great. Like the offense as a whole has never played. Like maybe Tampa Bay was the big game. That was the only game.
That's the only game. That's it.
Like they've yet to play together like a full offensive game, So I don't know, man.
We got a couple of we got a week to get ready for the playoffs, and Saints fans be prepared. just prepare yourself, act accordingly. But obviously we're gonna keep bringing you content. So again, if you are a Patreon, if you want a mask, then reach out to us, send us your address, because we got maybe in the low double digits of numbers of the number of masks that are going out, and I know we have close to about 30 Patreon subscribers. So if you want a mask, Instagram, Twitter, or email, send it to us so we can get it to you. Because if not, we'll find a way to get them out. Like that's not a thing. And then we hope to get someone from Saints Media come on, do like a season in review recap show with us. We're gonna have the Bears Saints preview pod, and then we'll have our recap pod Sunday night.
Hope it's a good one. It could be like, yeah, fucking right, or it could be.
Whenever the season is going to end, the Saints are going to go in having one of the most fascinating off seasons that they've ever had.
Oh man, cap. Like, oh my God, the cap. We don't even know what the cap is gonna be.
I think we got negative 94 mil, bro.
Bro, we is broke, nigga. We like the people that's hoping their fucking stimulus don't hit their account. They're like, please send a check in my account. That bitch is negative. You know what I'm saying?
Mickey got some work to do, bro. Mickey got some work to do.
But I mean, look, we knew this was coming.
We did.
The end of the ride was gonna be a hard hit.
And I will say this: if for whatever reason it ends with a Lombardi in February, shit.
I don't give a fuck about 2021. Nigga.
Charge it up.
Charge to the game. This is what it is. I don't care.
But we'll see what happens. So with that, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you for all our support. As always, we're gonna try to do more video podcasts. We kind of got our setup going now. Know what the flow is. Ryan, it's getting late. Ryan needs to go to bed. man is out there tired. He's tired.
I'm good.
But we'll be back as always. We'll see what happens with that. We're out.
Peace.